last night was just like kind of like a quick session. I didn't film too much, but I don't know if you guys saw, I did two major things. The first big thing I did, I linked the local spot, the entire thing for the first time in my life, and that's what this entire buildup has been to do. Hit rev limiter for the first time in the 4 years I've owned this vehicle, and then I finished off the run trying to get as wide as I can. I'm gonna see you guys when we get to Luke's house, and I'm gonna show you guys S14. You guys have seen it before if you've been watching the videos, but we're gonna be working on the wiring, and we're gonna go from there. All right, I'll see you at Luke's house.
What?
I'm here, man.
Alright, man, I'm coming out.
Okay, as you guys just heard, we have made it to Luke's residence. I just realized he has a cracked windshield. I feel like Tech might act a little funny about that when we go to the track, of course.
Hi, good morning.
This shit doesn't want to fucking come out.
I think your wiring's fine. It looks really nice to me.
Oh.
This is some of your best work, right?
Yeah, that's fire. Hold on. Just quick releasing everything real quick. You want AC? This is my AC.
Let's handle the loose wires first, and then we'll do all the other stuff.
This is the new harness for the ground circuit for the fans.
Oh, that was it. I'm done.
What?
Yeah,
why?
Wait, can I yell in here? Can I yell?
Run from here because my thermal fans doesn't work. So we're running, what are we running? Just a simple fan because my temporary
little harness to your switch here, some wiring loom, and fixed up ground here, nice and neat. Okay. Good fitment right there. We're back from working on Luke's car. I showed you guys the harness I made. We're probably gonna do a lot more wiring. That'll be in future videos. We're gonna continuously work on his car throughout other videos. Right now, I'm about to take off all of my aero, and we're gonna be adjusting the coilovers a bit. The aero's coming off because I want to full clean all of it, and obviously remount the side skirts because you guys know we have this tape on it, and they're always crunching when I close the door because they're not mounted properly. So we're gonna obviously be remounting those after we clean them, and we're gonna be adjusting the suspension, and we're gonna do that at the shop. So once the aero's off, if the weather's good, we'll drive over, get this on the lift because it'll be so much easier that way. My main goal right now, I want to raise the back, but I'm not gonna raise the back without raising the front. Okay, so that's all of the aero. Now we're gonna head to the shop and start doing the things we really need to do. These are extremely dirty. So I'm gonna pack up and I'll see you guys at the shop because this battery is about to die. We are here at the shop and we're gonna get this thing on the lift, knock out the suspension adjustment as fast as we can. Obviously, we're gonna real quickly check tire wear and a couple other things, but first off, we're gonna get this thing in the air. Let me show you guys something really, really cool. I don't know why this is the case this time. Ramps, car. Lift is under the car. I don't know how this time I was able to clear it so easily. Now, obviously, yes, all the aero's off, but what other aero am I worried about? It was only these side skirts, and the last time we did this, we had the side skirts off and still needed the ramps, which is a bit weird because I haven't made any height adjustments since then. We do have new tires. Do you guys really think that having new tires raised it up that much from before? So we're gonna lift the car up right now and get started. In the office, and we're gonna do some math calculations. The entire collar for the front suspension is 5 inches long. The rule of thumb is that you have to thread it in at least 2 inches at a minimum. And obviously we don't want to get too close to 2 inches because that is the extreme, like that's the threshold you cannot pass. And right now it is threaded up by 1/2 inch. 5 inches minus our threshold would be 3 inches. And we are already up by 1/2 inch, so I want to raise it by 1.5 inches in the front, and then I want to raise it by 1 inch in the rear. The fronts are done. It was super easy because I was able to just turn it by hand. Luckily, that's like the best thing that can happen to you when adjusting coilovers. I'll see you guys in a little bit when we're done with the front left, and then we'll go in the rear. We'll be finished. We can drop the car completely. My hands are filthy right now. I just finished the left front, so now both sides sitting at a distance from what I measured 3 3/4 of an inch. Before it was 2 1/4, so 1.5 inch increase. We're gonna go to the back, pull these wheels off. We're gonna look at the tire wear patterns, see how they're wearing. The main reason I'm doing this is because when I first drifted, we had the bottom out. Now I can be able to adjust the dampening, soften up the suspension a bit. I'll be able to have a little bit more travel, and hopefully in turn, I'll get more grip, more speed, which is a little thing I've been thinking about planning to add to the car, and this is one of the ways of doing that. So let's pull off the back tires and check the wear pattern. Yo, there's so much brake dust. Project Mu brake pads are the best pads you can buy for a drift car, but the brake dust, and I've heard this before I bought them and I said I don't care, obviously because I don't, because they work good, but lots of brake dust if you do run Project Mu pads. That's like one downside. That's the only downside, because those are the best pads on the planet. Your handbrake that doesn't work, that you pull and the car just slows down, Project Mu will fix that. Because I know you have that issue if your handbrake doesn't work. I know you pull it and you yank it, and the car just goes, Put on some Project Mu pads. I'm telling you right now, dude. I'm telling you right now. The wear is pretty nice. Now, obviously, I see the tiniest bit of slant, and we are running the tiniest bit of camber, so yeah, it makes sense. Nice. These wore pretty nice. That tiny little slant just from the camber that's already on there is like one thing I noticed. Once again, we got some nice wear. Obviously, you can see where it's kind of white and how that white mark is not perfectly centered with the wheel. And that's due to the slight amount of camber that we have in the back. And that is something we can adjust in the future, just so we can get these to wear perfectly, but it's not urgent. The fronts weren't bad at all. The backs though, having to actually use a spanner wrench and just go, turn a little bit. Turn a little bit on both sides for a whole inch. Backs are done, fronts are done. We checked the tire wear. Right now, I'm just gonna go around, make sure all the collars are locked in place and correct. Double check my measurements. Then I'm gonna put the wheels back on and I'll show you guys when I drop it down to the floor. See the height difference. It should be pretty significant, very noticeable. And I hope on the way back home, we'll see if the alignment is thrown off by too much. It definitely needs to be realigned after raising it an entire inch.
Instead of feeling alone in a group, it's better to have real solitude all by yourself. When I'm dealing with them, I swear it's nothing but trouble.
I think the fronts are just a little bit too high. Tomorrow, we're definitely gonna jack this up and drop that extra 0.5. I should see you guys tomorrow for some more work on the car, but if I don't, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. If you're not subbed, make sure you sub up, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.